I've been playing a lot of horseshoes this weekend. They wouldn't let me sit down.
I haven't done that since I was a little kid.
For horseshoes?
I love horseshoes.
I used to like to play. I've got some posts down back, but I don't play like I used to. I like doing it though.
I got some nice posts out back.
Joe, how was Georgia?
Georgia was excellent on any number of different levels. The golf was terrific. My brother's making good headway in his recovery. It'll take a while. So good. The drive all the way back here.
Oh, you drove down?
I drove down.
Oh.
Well, I knew that I was going to be gone a couple of weeks anyway and needed to have a way to get around here and there. So as it turns out, I ended up staying there a couple of extra weeks, and the car was key. But the drive up and down, it's not like I haven't done it 24 times, but I'm not, every time I do it, it gets tougher, especially by myself.
Okay, we'll open this meeting of April 16th, 2012. Let the record show all the selectmen are present. This is a workshop with Public Works Director Dennis Allen, specifically for town and state roads. John. Yep. Why do we have this here? Why is this here if we're doing roads?
This is just to give us what the obligations are. So if we start coming up with monies that we're gonna need, we'll know what our obligations are.
I asked to have the debt.
Yeah. We have the debt.
It's something we should have at the beginning of every year, to know what our total indebtedness is.
I see what our debt is, but why do we have the Winnisquam Regional School District?
Because we're responsible for that debt.
Yeah.
If we're going to borrow money, I mean, we are responsible for our portion of that debt. And if the fire district has the debt, we're responsible for that as well.
So this is informational.
Yeah, it's information you should have whenever you're going to spend large sums of money, which this represents.
Okay. Who called the meeting and why? Let's go.
I asked for it. Dennis, you have on this sheet, if I got it, this is your 10-year road construction plan, right? This is the Class 2 state aids?
Right.
How, I didn't see anything that kind of put the two together, or how we were going to combine. You've got green shirt. Nice job on these, Dennis.
That's right.
I need to make a copy.
Have you sat down and thought about how we're going to combine these at all for projects?
Well, the first thing that I would say before we go anywhere would be to contact the state and see if they are willing to do some of these roads, okay? And what is the criteria if they do the roads?
Well, that will be
If
something.
the criteria is that we're going to accept these roads over after they're completed, then I guess that's the board's decision whether or not we're going to take these roads over.
Well, that's something the road committee should do.
Right. But I know in the past, you know, there's been questions, well, is it a town road or state road or whatever, okay? And no, it's still a state, but I can't believe that the state is going to invest $600,000-$700,000 into a road to bring it up to specs without the town taking it over.
We did Silver Lake Road.
Well, we're not doing Bean Hill Road. We're not.
Well, Bean Hill Road, if it connected to Canterbury, they probably would have an argument.
That's all I'm saying.
But that was how we were able to keep Silver Lake Road as a Class 2 state aid road, because it was clearly a connector still.
But doesn't it connect to Belmont?
Silver Lake did, yeah.
Bean Hill.
No, I'm just
No.
saying Northfield. Bean Hill.
Northfield.
I know, does Bean Hill, doesn't that connect the back end of it, doesn't that connect to Belmont?
No, unless you walk, use four-wheeler or horse, or option. It did at one time. But I think we have an argument with, you start looking at Clark, Winter,
Colby?
Colby.
I don't know so much as Colby, but you definitely have an argument with the state-owned Veterans Home or federal government, whoever owns the darn
Colby,
thing.
that looks to the state road.
Caleb Hill, you might have an argument as a connector to Samerton. You probably haven't got any excuse for Colby.
Well,
School
Colby
Street, you could.
And school goes all the way into Samerton, so.
School Street, you'd have an argument, and Caleb Hill, you definitely would have an argument.
So you're saying the middle road in between wouldn't have an
Colby connects the two, it's not a direct connector, see what I mean? But anyway, that's a combination for the road committee. It behooves us to consider the costs
Right.
to the town.
Correct, right. The 2/3, 1/3. usually.
Right, that's for the,
Yep.
that's for the Class 2 state
you.
aids.
Right.
But we've got a 10-year road construction plan for our own roads.
roads, that's
So we're
correct.
going to be spending that directly out of pocket.
Yep. Yep.
Is this an update?
Nope,
No, it's the same thing.
you already have it. If you have it, here. Jane, you want a copy?
Say, wow, I got lots of stuff. So,
You have that.
my concern is, before we get too far into this year, I mean, we're already into April, budgeting's going to start soon again,
Right.
to put this into some type of perspective. To present to our budget committee in the fall, showing this is our projected cost each year for our own roads, plus our Class 2 state aid roads projection of out-of-pocket expense on that.
Well, wouldn't we want to reestablish the road committee to come up with what roads are going to be done when? Or-
That is on that sheet right there.
I think that it behooves the selectmen
But
to
it
figure
doesn't
that because
include-
it's financial.
But it doesn't include the state aid,
That is correct. That's right. There's totals on all of the state aid roads.
right.
It's a 2/3, 1/3. Okay.
But you have, what I'm saying is, you have a 10-year road construction plan. You've lined out on here, the town roads, what year you'd like to have them done. You don't have that done in the state, so you would have to try to incorporate that, come up with some decision on which ones you would attempt to go first, and then what year you would attempt to do that, and what the debt would be.
Well, that's why we're here, because how much money do you want to affect the taxpayers?
Well, okay. I just ran some numbers here in the last hour, okay? And I took the next 4 years, okay, on the town portion
Right.
of the roads, okay? Right now in the capital reserve, we have 259, 354. That's what we have in the capital reserve right now. That's not including the 60 that was voted on at town meeting, so we have a total of 319, 354 at the end of this year,
Right.
okay? Work to be done in 2012 is 18,392. So at the end of 2012, after the work is completed, we give you a total of 300,962.
Let me ask you a question before you go further. With this capital reserve fund, have you projected, if we forget about the Class 2 state aid roads for a while, let's think about just our roads, there's what, 46 of them?
Yep.
Although, I think we can eliminate at least down to 45 with one of them. Have you projected how much money we'd have to put into the reserve fund each year?
That's
And
what-
able to do these
I think that's where he's
That's where
going.
I'm
Without-
going right now for the
Right.
first 4 years. First
So
five-
what's the amount that would have to go into that?
Well, let me just run down through this, okay? Okay? This will bring us up through 2015, okay? Of what I projected,
Okay, go ahead.
okay?
Yep.
So, we got a total of 300,962 at the end of 2012. 2013, if you appropriate another 60, and you take the block grant money that we receive from the state and put it in capital reserve, that will give you a total of $415,962. The work to be done in 13 is $77,490. So that would give you an end balance at the end of 2013 of $338,472.
Why are we maintaining such a high balance?
Well, let me just continue, okay? We can change any of this, Catherine, okay? Okay? But these are in-town roads. These aren't state roads.
I know that.
Then in 14, if you appropriated 60 and you took the 55 of grant money and the work to be done was 134,66, that would give you a balance of 319,406.
What was the balance?
319,406.
Okay.
Then in 2015 is when I had a lot of projects that was going to be done, okay? So in 2015, you appropriate $75,000 instead of the 60, and I've knocked the block grant money down to $50,000, okay? That's going to give you a total of $444,406. But work to be done in 2015 is $298,970, which would give you a balance of $145,436. That will give you a balance at the end of 2015. That is left still in the capital reserve.
That's assuming we receive block grants.
We do receive block grants.
We have.
For now.
But it should, we've always had it, but it should be put into the capital reserve, Joe.
We always have, but that's no indication that we're
Yeah.
going to continue. It really is.
Right.
Which brings us to pretty much even at the end of 2015 if we weren't to, if, and that's all this is an if, we don't get any block grant.
They've decreased the block grant money in the last 2 or 3 years from what it previously was.
That's assuming that we put the block grant money into the capital
And
reserve.
assuming that.
Capital reserve.
Right, and assuming that, so that, there you
We
go.
haven't been doing that,
No.
though, have we?
No,
No, but we
We've been
use that
appropriating
money.
separate money.
We use that monies so that we don't have to borrow so much in the TAN. You see what I'm saying? I mean, whether it goes into the capital reserve fund, it really doesn't do anything there except set that there's no real advantage to a capital reserve. The interest rate is too low. I mean, people could take that money and pay off high interest loans and credit cards, and it would do them far better than sitting in a capital reserve for
but if
us.
it's in the general fund, it doesn't get put over to the following year unless it's in a capital reserve.
That's true, too.
It goes into the surplus, which could be used for, we can reduce the surplus.
Right.
But it gets used on other things.
Right, it could be used on most anything.
Well, what I'm looking for really is a real hard kind of plan to look at financially, which, but like I said, this is excellent what you've done. To know this is the X amount of dollars we're going to expend on our town roads each year. And this is what we're planning to raise and appropriate through bonds to pay for state roads. So I guess the thing to do is to look at the Class 2 state aid roads and see how you think they should be combined.
Are we on any kind of a plan for the state to?
No, we need to. We need
Oh,
to
I
get
know
in
we do.
line.
No.
That's why if we combine these in such a way, you know, looking at the total projected cost,
Grange Road was just done.
it was only surfaced.
I haven't put any years past, any years to do these roads.
Didn't you just do that
But
like,
these are all estimates right here
resurfaced.
that you're predicting for Grange Road? So for the top,
Grange Road?
yeah,
8 years ago?
that's what I have on top, that's why I'm looking at it.
That is correct, that's right. Yep.
Are these over a period of time, or is it, how am I reading? Is it over a period of time, or is it 1 year you do it all the work?
1 year you do it all.
Okay, gotcha.
Yep.
All right.
Yep.
So-
What I did is, okay, I
So we don't have any totals?
yes,
Yeah,
sir.
you do.
Not on, where's Grange Road total?
Flip your
Second
page.
page,
Flip your page.
number 7.
Okay. Yep.
All these state roads would be two-thirds, one-third for the town to pay. But
Yep.
what I did is I figured these as if in 10 years, okay, we had to go to Grange Road, okay? What I feel that should be done if the town is going to accept that road. Okay? Like fine grade, reclaimed fine grade fabric and that, okay? If the state went in there, they'd probably just shim and overlay it. That would be it.
Have a nice day.
And you've got ditching on here, but I don't see anything about culvert and drain.
On where?
Grange Road.
On Grange?
And there is a culvert.
One.
Right.
Yeah.
So are you going to ditch from Lancaster, you're going to ditch down to that culvert? In other words, if we're going to ditch it, theoretically, they'll maintain it. I know that's a laugh. Where are we ditching it to?
Wasn't that culvert replaced when they did the reclaim on the Grange Road at the end?
I don't think so.
Well,
It was dug up.
if you look at Lancaster Road, okay,
I don't think
I go down there 10,000 feet of ditching.
And where's it going? Well, that's what I'm saying, but,
It's either gonna go
okay,
from Westwood down, okay, or from Westwood the other way, down around the gully.
let's stay to Grange Road. Where are you ditching it to?
Some of that could come right down onto Grange Road.
All of Grange Road, we're ditching it. In some places, there's no ditch. You've got driveways there. Are
Right.
you going to ditch across the driveways? You're going to put culvert under the driveways?
If there's an existing culvert, no, I don't feel that that's the town's responsibility. When they get a driveway permit, okay, that's their culvert line.
What I'm saying is we're putting...
There's existing
we're putting in
driveways there, though.
ditches where there's no ditches now. So it's going to...
Then there would be a ditch line,
Because you can impact people's driveways if we don't put culverts underneath them.
right?
And I don't know what the state will do. My mindset is they're going to do as little as possible.
That's all.
So it's reasonable to say culverts under those driveways, or we just ditch over them and say, oh, well.
Well, as far as Grange Road, okay, there's one culvert
Yep,
going into that little complex.
John Bernard's property. Comes from
No,
the west side across,
Oh, it's on the other side.
left-hand side of the road.
right now.
Right,
right, John Bernard's property.
no.
No.
There is a culvert that runs across the road onto the property that's north of the Grange Road that John Bernard is coming in to ZBA on Tuesday night. There's a culvert there.
It starts on the other side of the road.
That's right.
Yeah.
Comes down that side of the street and down out of where our tax collector,
I think he's talking about the duplexes.
and it drains into John Bernard's property.
Talking about the duplexes, Dennis?
That's where I was
Right.
going. That's correct.
So you got one further up by Lancaster.
Well, Lancaster, okay, I have got, if you look on this sheet, probably 500 feet of drainage and culvert pipe. Which I took every culvert pipe that was on that road.
What road are we on?
On
Lancaster.
Lancaster.
Why aren't we on Grange Road?
He said, just take a look at Lancaster for a minute.
Look at Lancaster.
I don't get what that has to do with the question.
Has it
Well,
come
because
down?
you just said, a culvert pipe and a culvert goes down by our treasurer. Well, he lives on Lancaster, not Grange. And that's what I'm saying, okay? all of
Okay,
these
then I'm
culvert
wrong,
pipes-
treasurer. There is a culvert pipe, I know, I've stood in front of it and I've looked at it and it's there. My only question is, if we're gonna put ditching in where ditching doesn't exist, what are we doing about the people's driveways?
There's only two other driveways that they'll require, if you were gonna do it, I don't think they'll require it, is the one in the beginning of Grange and the one next door.
Beginning of Grange.
Coming off, off of Route 3.
Off of Route 3,
That
okay.
question is pertinent to any of these roads. What are we gonna do about driveways and culverts as it pertains to ditching
Then
on
you change
any
it.
of these roads?
Then you change them all. Change them all.
And you think the state is gonna go for culverts under them? I mean, I agree with
Are
you,
you gonna-
ditching would be one.
You're gonna accept the road if they don't? I wouldn't.
No, I
Because
agree with you.
They're
I'm
all
just,
galvanized, and you want to put the plastics in. Because the galvanized, probably 90% of them are all rotted. Rotted.
yeah.
And need replaced.
And that was my next question. Is that what you are planning on using?
But that is what I'm using, plastic. That is correct.
What is that plastic? It's AV?
HPD, yeah.
Okay.
They just put that in that one culvert on my property.
Correct, the plastic, right.
Yeah.
Yes.
But you wouldn't put a culvert where it doesn't need to be.
I would not.
You'd only
We're
replace the
using
existing.
All of the existing culverts that
Yeah.
are there are being replaced.
But you have 2 on Grange Road, correct? One going across that, going up,
Driveway.
and one going across the road down towards Route 3, on the John's property.
Maybe I missed that one, but...
You know what Grange-
that's
you know what the
immaterial.
Grange is?
That's minimum.
Right, I'm just saying.
What size
That's
culverts are you planning?
whatever is existing there, okay, is what we're going to
Are
replace.
we going to build roads, or are we going to talk about which roads get done and how much money we need to
This
put in
is
the
all pertinent
pot?
information because it has to do with cost.
Well,
Well, that would be up to the highway director for the cost, would it not, or no?
No, I think it needs to be the selectman that puts this package together.
So
because-
we're gonna find out what the cost of the culverts are and all of that?
Listen,
This is 10 years.
I'm listening.
these questions are pertinent, at least to me they are. And I have to have these answers if I'm going to sit here and put this package together.
okay, Catherine,
But that was
for a
good.
little, for
No, you answered it.
explanation, okay,
You
just
answered
look
me.
at, okay, to Lancaster Hill Road, okay? And you'll see their drainage and culvert pipes. I took all of the pipes that were existing on that road, okay, in their sizes, and figured the distances on Lancaster.
Yep.
And these prices that I used was the state's weights and measures prices that existed that they got from contractors last year.
I'm good with that.
Yeah, okay?
So it's flexible up or down a little bit.
Oh, exactly, Al, exactly, yes. And even my prices on the in-town roads, I think every year you want to take a look at and see what the asphalt, liquid asphalt content is, and increase it by that percentage.
Okay,
Yes.
thank you.
So it's in all of these driveways, culverts, just where necessary? If we need to?
Well, Catherine, I did not, okay, I measured the inlets and the outlets, okay, whichever was the easiest to get down to.
Yeah.
Okay, did I physically inspect everyone to see if it was rotted? No. But if we're gonna accept the road, you're gonna put a new culvert in.
You can't do that.
Are you going to-
Take it up anyways.
These roads are prescriptive. We're okay to put ditch lines in where they've kind of disappeared as far as easements go?
Yeah, yeah.
We normally ditch some of these anyways, don't we?
No.
I mean, if we
These
need to be
are state
dug up.
roads.
No,
Dennis
state.
does when he
does?
absolutely has to.
That's what I'm saying, if we have to.
Have to, yeah.
Right, right.
Okay.
Like a lot of times on Lancaster, down over the hill,
On the corner.
we would dig that in the winter time because it freezes up.
What's the worst road in your opinion?
That's a toss-up.
No,
I'm asking Dennis's opinion.
I would say right now, Colby.
Colby?
Yeah.
I was gonna say, the Cahill for Colby.
I say Colby.
Caleb has got a certain portion of it that's bad, but the whole thing is not bad.
Right,
Not as bad as Colby.
Colby's in there.
Yeah, because up there you only got a section that waves and it goes back to where it's supposed to, but Colby Road just awful.
From start to finish.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
It's like going on Upper Bay in the wintertime.
You got masonry head walls
Lower Bay
on
in the
Colby
spring.
Road,
Yep,
down in the little gulf.
correct. And also over there by the Woods kid's house. Every culvert that we're putting in, I put in head walls, masonry head walls.
Is that on all the roads?
On all the drainage plan. Yeah.
Oh, because I didn't think I saw it on the others except for Colby. Are you talking stones, or are you talking actually forming out and pouring concrete head walls?
Masonry. Blocks.
You need blocks?
Blocks, whatever, yeah.
Okay, so you're going to,
Yeah, Caleb, he has head walls.
yeah, he doesn't on Grange.
And what I thought is if we got into some blocks and lead, we'd use that.
Okay, so this is, because this specifically says masonry, so
Yeah.
you're going to form them up with stones wherever you can, or the state well?
Exactly right.
Okay, I was quite frightened when I saw that.
So they felt we'd have enough off of that Caleb with the
I agree.
blasting, that we'd have enough rock here to use for our head wall.
Do you have a total projected cost on all the state?
All the state,
Yep.
$4,092,257.
In your
And
opinion,
I'm only assuming that the state will only probably do one of these roads per year.
they were ready to do all of Lockmere in that one project.
Yeah, but it's not the depth of what this is, Catherine. They didn't reclaim, they didn't change.
Look what they did in Samanton. That was one project.
Yeah, but they didn't put in gravel.
I agree.
and all that.
It wasn't a complete
No, full
yeah.
depth.
Yeah.
You know Upper Bay Road in 10 years is going to be completely, you know.
Yeah, I felt really bad when I,
You're talking about actually taking it down where it's supposed to be and bringing it back up to the level.
I am talking about full depth excavation. 8 inches of crushed gravel,
Right.
Silver Lake.
fabric. Yeah, they didn't
They did a pretty nice job. I watched them do it. And I'm no construction guy,
put
but
fabric down or any of that.
No.
Okay, yeah.
now on Brook Road, that culvert pipe is pretty new. The
Can we
ones
hold
that-
off on 1 second, please? Hold off, we need to take a 2-second break. Okay, look, I understand that you're coming back to pick up your check for the auction.
Yes.
As second bidder. Unfortunately, our town administrator had to step away to an appointment. She has the necessary paperwork in order for you to sign to receive the check back.
Well, we called her on Friday and we couldn't get it, and she said, because we were missing a lot of time from work too. And I specifically said, is there any particular time you'd like us to come get? And she said, no, any time during the day. I said, would you like me to call first so that I don't miss any more time from our business? She said, no, come anytime, everything will be ready.
Well,
And I've also spoken to your attorney, and he said that it's not a big deal, I'm just to write Lloyd on this.
Right.
And I have the copy of this and just get the check back. Or you guys can mail it, whatever you want to do. But you've been down here twice and we've missed it all the time, so I just, just really wasn't fair that she didn't tell us not to come at a particular time.
Well, we never know. I mean, things happen in town that could take any one of us away without any planning.
Scott McGuffin on his cell phone.
Well,
You were there, I think. Were you there at the
the
time? when I
paperwork she's got to sign in here?
That's what I'm trying to find out, Sandy, this is.
Correct.
And I think, which we did in fact purchase.
we have specific instructions from the attorney.
He specifically said.
Can we get Joyce on the cell phone?
We tried.
She's at a
Well,
doctor's
I'm
appointment.
not willing to let anything get signed until Joyce is here. Or we can get
I know she
Scott
has-
McGuffin on the phone.
She's trying to call
That would
him.
be good. I have this number right here because before
We
we
already
even
have
did
it.
this, he said there was not going to be a problem with this at any time.
No, there is no problem.
In fact, he was gonna, in fact, he said, no fault of you guys, but in fact, what he told me the situation was going to be, was he was going to mail, you guys could mail the check back to me, and I could write Lloyd on this and send it back to you. That would also work for me, whatever you guys want to do, but I
Want us to
can't.
sign something, you can mail it
Right.
back. That's
Well, there is no issue. The only issue we had was, unfortunately, the town administrator is at an appointment right now. We expect her back shortly. but we did not know where she had the paperwork for your particular case. So we're now trying to get a hold of Mr. McGuffey.
Well, I will wait for the attorney, well, it's not fair. She's really ready to accept this to me. She was very apologetic because she felt bad that we didn't get it on Friday, when we should have gotten it. You know, we're pretty reasonable people, but...
So maybe we should learn the lesson and call first.
But I did call
I know,
first,
but
that's
like
my
you said, things
problem.
change in a heartbeat,
Yeah.
and I understand that.
Yeah, this is the wrong, I understand that too, but they're...
Nobody's available on the cell phone or the office.
Who, Scott?
Scott.
They'll just have to wait for Joyce. When is Joyce coming back from, when will Joyce be back?
She said within an hour, so she's already been gone.
You said a little bit after 1.
Her cell phone number.
The other thing is, if it can be mailed to her, why can't we do that?
Because it has to be signed. We cannot mail that until it's been signed.
But you're gonna stop payment on it.
Yeah, if I have to, because I bet they...
It's not coming down a third time, it's $100 every time I come down. No, I'll do yours, and just stop venting.
But we'd love to get this taken care of so that everybody...
I appreciate that. I know
Certainly.
you've got rules, and I understand that.
There's legalities involved.
Yeah. I'm gonna come back again. You make a lot of money per hour. I can't, it was costing us a fortune to do this. For no reason. Whatever.
It is what it is.
Joyce, this is Pat. Can you call us back? We're at the Selectmen's meeting right away. If you get this message, thanks. Okay. She's not available. Scott's not available. I really believe that they have to sign it in order to release the check.
He had
That's what was explained to me
specific
before.
things he wanted them to sign off because
Correct.
it's a contractual agreement.
I see that.
So,
According to what he said, he said I had to reiterate Lloyd and son. You were there when he said
You made it seem
that,
simple,
right?
yeah.
You made it seem very simple. You were present when he told me that.
I was present.
right, I was too, so, right.
How again?
There's no problem getting the check. We have no problem issuing the check back to you. The problem is we need to get the proper paperwork signed to give it to you. So the issue is not giving you the check back.
I understand
Why
that.
don't you have them on the back page?
You have the same copy
Right
what I
there.
have. He told me, your attorney said what I do. It had nothing to do with you or the attorney. The administrator is not even an issue. I write Lloyd on every page of this and initial. Are you there when he said that?
All I have to
I
do
don't
is
need
my
a
check
town
back.
administrator to tell
No,
me
I
how to
don't.
write Lloyd and initial.
That's really all they have to do, that's what he said.
Yeah,
You were
here's what he
present.
said.
That's what he said.
I didn't hear any of this, I'm sorry. I only know what Joyce said when she got off the phone with the attorney, that there were specific things that needed to be done to void the contractual agreement.
Lloyd is, Lloyd.
We will, why don't, as soon as the town administrator gets back, if it's okay with the Board of Selectmen, we will have her get in contact with you and meet you. So you don't have to come back down here.
Yeah, I can't come back down. This is,
We will have somebody meet you, sign the document, and hand over the check.
Well, that's awful nice of you, too.
well, that's fine, if that's what you're trying to do, but that's crazy for you to spend the town's taxpayer dollars to send somebody up to Livonia to do that, when this is what your attorney said to do. That's fine.
I don't know what our attorney said to do.
He does, and I do. Are we both lying?
Well, we're trying
We're
to...
not saying you're lying, we're just trying
Selectmen.
to cover our bases, we're just trying to protect ourselves.
Do you have a
Okay.
number that you
One
can be
selectman
reached?
heard it.
More than one selectman.
More than one
I heard it.
Do you have a...
I definitely heard that there's no problem getting the check back. I did not hear the directions on how
It's
the
exactly.
documents to sign it.
It's exactly. what
I
she
did not
said.
hear that portion of it.
Yes.
Exactly what he said. He said, right, in fact, nobody had to be present for me to do that.
Catherine, will you get their contact information from them and,
It's this small, this big, imagine if I'd done that's why it's such a big trouble.
I'm just...
get their contact information, and then we will have Joyce.
That's crazy.
You know, we have to handle the affairs of other people. It's not our affairs. We've got over 3,600 people, monies that we deal with. We have to be very careful. This is a contractual agreement.
Yeah, so let's send void, PHLH, void.
I'm not worried about the check, it's the contract that we have to void.
I'm not worried about it
But
either.
time,
I've not talked to the attorney. I wasn't privileged at the meeting. So I
So if you bear with us a little bit longer, we will make sure that the information gets to you and that you sign the proper documentation, and then it will be well settled. As soon as the town administrator gets back, we will instruct her to get in touch with you today and to meet you and get the necessary documentation. Okay?
Today,
All right, today,
today.
all right? So make sure you leave your cell phone number or your contact information with Catherine, and we will get in touch with her as soon as she gets back.
All right, is this Catherine right here?
Yes,
Okay, thank you very much.
thank you. Appreciate your time.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, sorry for the interruption.
Not a problem, not a problem. Thank you.
Yes.
I don't blame her.
Where is,
Where'd Dennis go?
where'd Dennis go?
Bathroom.
Lost
So
Dennis.
if we look at the worst-case scenario,
Wait, let me turn
and every single one of these
It's on.
roads
It's rolling.
That's
comes
been
back
going.
to us,
Can you leave a note on Joyce's desk as soon as she comes in to come upstairs? Thanks. Okay, Dennis, sorry for the interruption.
That's fine.
You should have taken care of that.
I thought of, what was it, 5,000?
Yeah. Yeah. Just give me your debit card.
so, worst-case scenario, they don't take any of them back, they all become ours, we do the whole thing, reclaim, you name it, get brand new roads sorted back.
Well, I guess
Costs us
Catherine,
about $1,400, 1,000, yeah, $1,400,000. I rounded up wicked.
Yep.
yeah,
Some of these costs will be borne by, we'll have to split out, the manhole adjustments will be the sewer commissions.
So if you take 1,400,000 to do the 1/3 of the projects,
right.
these roads, over what span? It's 4 million. Can we put this 4 million into how many roads do we have here? Specifically, 1, 2, 3,
7 or 8.
4, 5, 6,
Talking states.
Oh, the state road.
Yeah.
7, 8, 9, 9.
9.
Okay, so there's 9 roads. If we took, you can't do that because you're actually, there's one more than Clark and Colby and Lancaster are very high. So if we took $1 million over a period of
10 years.
10 years, and then put in for the state to do the 2/3, 1/3 on all of our roads, that would cover us for a 10-year period to do that work on that, and we would have, if we put away our 1/3 for $1,400,000.
Why wouldn't you bond it?
Well, that's what I'm saying. If we
Bond it.
even if we bonded it or put it away, if we bonded it and then put it away into the program and went to the state and said, we're ready to do this work on a 5-year or 8-year project or whatever, but lessen it because they'll stretch it out.
Right.
So, over that kind of project, added that together with our 10-year plan, which was roughly $115,000 a year, correct? Yeah. Average.
Yes, yeah.
Average, about $115,000 a year. But that was $1.6 million over 10 years, so that's not really.
It's not that bad. No.
That's cheap money, actually.
Actually, and the thing of it is, the roads now are having reclaimed, treeless and brand new asphalt. Most of them.
So does it make sense, after hearing what Dennis has to say, in the program that he has up until 2015, the work that he's doing, would it make better sense to bond the state Class 2 roads and continue on the same program that we're going, putting $75,000 in the block grant away each year?
Well, to go back to these,
Right?
you've got some of these road cross, they're less than $100,000
Right.
on ours.
Yeah, definitely.
So rather than tucking money away into the capital reserve account, I'd raise and appropriate. You've already got $300-some-odd thousand.
That's correct. Yeah.
So
But that,
you could look at your most expensive one, which is what, a 200,000 plus project? Because that's what I mean, you haven't got these combined, it's like, I want a copy of what you read off. You don't have these combined in such a way, so we can look at that.
no.
I mean, Manville Road is 2016, that's 133, plus the
Right.
drainage is 160-something.
Correct.
So
Right.
I don't have on here what you've combined to get to the figures you just
Right
gave
here.
us. Yeah, so I'd like a copy of that. So what I'm getting at is, when we can go forward and do some of these projects, you got the money, it's in the
Right.
reserve.
Correct.
So then you look at your most expensive one you've got, and say, okay, we're going to do that in 2016. Is that what I just saw for Manville?
Right.
That looks like your most expensive road. And whatever you're going to combine with it, you must have, because you got a $200,000 figure out there.
You got
And
both.
project what we'd have to put in each year to get to that amount, to cover that road in 2016. You see where I'm at?
True.
We wouldn't necessarily have to put anything in the capital reserve fund to do a project for next year if it's only $78,000, $80,000. You're going to get the block grant money.
Why wouldn't you take the worst roads? Is Manville the worst?
Vanderbilt?
I'm just going, but his,
I mean,
right, his projected.
it's like, I understand what you're saying, but you have a $133,000 road, and for the $133,000 road, there's probably a couple of roads that are a lot worse,
It costs less.
that cost less, that we could combine this year and get those done.
That's what I said.
What?
You've already have the
Okay.
money. We don't need to raise and appropriate it. We've got 320,000,
I
let's
see
say, in
where
the
you're going
capital
with it.
reserve fund for this year. You don't need to raise and appropriate any monies to get some work done. What we need to do is sit down with a formula, looking at these, the way he has them grouped, and say, okay, we're going to deplete that, but we're going to need 200+ thousand. So what do we stick in there?
And-
See what I'm saying?
And these projections of work to be done, they can be moved around.
Sure.
You can put that at, you want $80,000 a year for the next 10 years?
Right.
You can do that,
So why don't,
okay? This is just sort of a guideline of what I thought when they should be done.
But usually, if you're raising and appropriating something like 80,000, 75,000 or less, you raise and appropriate it, you don't put it in the capital reserve fund. Because the impact on the tax rate, I used to know this, is what, 500,000 is $1. 500,000, I think, is $1.
Yeah.
So we're talking about, what,
I guess the only thing that I
20
would look
cents?
at, right now...
20
you're
cents on the tax
through
rate?
2015. That's going to give us 4 more years by the end of this year to be able to come up with what we should put away or what we're going to have to bond in the next 5 or 10 years to complete these projects. Okay? And maybe in 4 years, okay, the interest rate is going to be a lot higher, okay, than what it is right now, and you may not want to bond it. You may want to put it in the capital reserve.
but it looks to, I'm thinking that in 2015, 2016, the maturity date on debt for Riverfront, all of that is all cleared up. And he already has a plan to 2015 to do that.
you're right, but these are minimal.
Correct, they are. Right, but
The debt is-
I don't really think,
This
Catherine,
is-
on these 10 roads, these state, these Class 2 roads that we have, that that's going to be something that you could put away and do a road every year. I don't think the state is going to be able to raise that. Two-thirds.
So we gotta determine what,
While looking
But we
at,
need to be,
instead of a...
We need to be prepared at any given time for them to do that.
That's correct.
They're gonna say, we've got this much money, are you ready?
no, we have bonding authority. Are
Right,
you ready?
you bond it, and you've got the money.
Yeah, we're ready.
Yeah.
we just have to wait to get the money
We just
back.
have to make sure that what we do is not, does not adversely impact our taxpayers. We don't want to pull a faux pas.
Agree
So-
with you on that one.
I just quickly jotted down, I've got 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, I've got 9 Class 2 state aid roads.
Right.
And I jotted them down in their group by location: Grange Road, Lancaster Hill Road, River Road, Brook Road, and Church Street. To me, River Road, Brook, and Church is one project.
The River Road Brook Church, you what?
One project.
Oh, yeah, you want to try to work all of these projects that are together, so you eliminate your mold charge.
Right.
And Grange and Lancaster is one project. I mean, Lancaster is one project, and Grange
Right.
just makes sense to do it
But
with it.
Those two roads, okay, just like Silver, Grange, River, Brook needs some attention, but it's not a heavily traveled. But the other ones, okay, that they just completed last year, they're probably a good 8 to 10 year out before you have to do something with that.
Brook gets a lot of travel.
Yeah, but it's not like a Route 3 or...
No, it's not Route 3 travel, certainly, but there's a lot of cars that go...
They want us to dead end Brook. They don't want any ingress and egress on Route 3.
And make it a driveway?
Yeah.
But then what do you do with snow?
Well, it makes
That's
no
an
sense.
interesting
that, you
concept,
know,
isn't it?
We had a couple public hearings, and there was an
A couple
outcry.
years ago,
Remember that?
Yeah.
So Clark,
got
Colby,
people that
Califf,
live
and
in
Winter.
Bless you.
What would you do? Colby and Winter and Califf and
I
Clark?
would probably do, to be very honest with you, I don't think they could do that in one year, Ken. Two of them. No, not the way the state works.
No, you'd make it one project that would last probably 2 or 3 years.
Yeah. And I think if you're gonna do that, but what you wanna look at is try to find out if there's any more building, any more construction going on at the Soldiers Home, the Veterans Home, before you do Winter Street. Because I'd hate to go through that, do Winter Street, if they're planning to expand.
So Colby's your worst.
Colby's number 1. Number 2 would be Winter. Number 3 would be Califf, Clark, Brook would be 5.
What about School Street?
Well, we don't have anything to do with that. We don't do nothing with School Street. We don't maintain, we don't plow, nothing. That's
Oh,
state.
okay, that's totally state.
That doesn't fall under the winter. Okay.
Probably in 5 to 6 years, probably Lancaster would be the next one.
Okay.
Yep. And then I'd go, if you're gonna do Lancaster, that would probably have to be done in stages. Probably, that would be probably a 2-year project.
It'd be a 2-year project. And Grange would just be a tail off of it.
Yep.
That'll be a nightmare.
I'll tell you, they're not going to do Grange in maybe 10 years from now, but they just, according to them, in their standards, resurfaced it.
That's correct, that's right.
So, their thinking is they're not going to,
That's
right,
in your lifetime.
right.
Yes, yes.
Oh, you give us a good hard winter and
Well,
that'll break up real quick.
Yep.
Lancaster, though.
Lancaster's breaking up nicely.
Lancaster, they have to take all the way down to the base and rebuild the whole thing, right? Yeah. The same with Colby. If we're going to do it, we're going to do it that way, correct?
Do a full depth reconstruction.
All right.
Yes.
Well,
My next question to you, this is going to be your best guess. As you've seen these costs increase over the years, what do you think these costs will do 5 years from now?
Percentage-wise,
Yeah, 20?
I wouldn't go 20. Not in the construction field today. Materials might go 15, but I would say the way the construction field, 5 to 7 at the most.
If we did 10% across the board, that'd be pretty close. Just to get an idea.
Sure.
10% of the 4 million or the 1 million?
4. Well, it's total cost, okay.
Oh, I see what you're saying.
And then, you're gonna get us a copy of your little handiwork there? Hand it right over. Hand it right over. It's a copy of right there.
That's pretty easy.
Come on. Hand it over, dude.
I just hand scratch something, we do it nice for you.
I don't need it nice.
Yeah, we'll make a copy of it.
You're closer to him, Sandy. Grab that.
Can't fight City Hall, Dennis.
The way you grouped those, was that in your order of priority for our streets?
Off of these streets.
Yeah. And have you, these are not total reclaims on these.
Some of them are.
So we're still looking at
I'm looking at
1.4.
gravel geo fabric drainage, that kind of tells me that those are,
That's a reclaim.
that's a reclaim.
But you look up top, and they're all
Yeah.
headed, reclaimed fabric gravels, okay, 2 lists of asphalt.
I just don't see, culvert and,
No.
so it's like, how far are we going to reclaim?
Well, as
And
far,
does reclaim mean something different than gravel, geo, fabric, and drainage? You see what I mean? You've got reclaim here,
yep,
and then this is what I took as, you're gonna improve the base right here. You're going for reclaim here. And then I looked at this, and I didn't know if this meant you were gonna add some culverts and do a little extra on this
if I
side.
had to. It's either gravel, geofabric, and drainage,
So I
okay?
guess the question is, what's
So
the
a
difference
first
between
drive-
this and this?
Reclaim, okay, is where they chop it up. Okay, chop the asphalt up, okay? The fabric,
When you do this, you're not having anything to chop up, it's going.
no, you're not. You're gonna use this material as your flex material that's gonna go on your fabric. That's what you're
I see
gonna
what you're saying when you do it then.
So you don't have to haul it away and buy new. and-
No waste.
30% liquid asphalt content when you reclaim it.
So you're gonna reclaim all of these that you're gonna do all the way?
Yes.
Okay.
And most of the roads, the streets in town have been overlaid numerous times. And right now, a lot of the roads, some of the roads, okay, are higher than driveways, okay? So you've got to bring the subbase back down and match it back in, or you're going to be 2 or 3, 4 inches before you're down over.
That's what they did on Grange. They brought it up higher when the driveway comes down like this. So I used to live on the corner.
Yeah.
When they redid that road, they brought it up high. So in the wintertime,
Right.
About 8
Water
inches
settled?
higher.
the water settled.
Got ice in there.
Oh,
Bad, I'm sure.
And the only roads that I think that I can remember that have been reclaimed, okay, is, they did Academy Street, they did Prospect Street, they did High Street, and they did, Mountain View. Because when Ken Money put the water in on Prospect, they reclaimed
Now,
half section, half of the road.
I'm looking at some of these
part they
that
dug
you're putting your hot mix overlay on, and I don't see anything else happening to them, but I've got Vista Heights, $56,000?
Vista Heights,
Yeah.
yeah, look at the, what page you on? Vista.
It's less than a mile. What's a mile? 5,238?
Page 3,
Yes, three.
down the bottom,
Yep.
32.
Yep. Where's the calculator?
Yeah.
You got one? Okay.
On Business Park Drive.
Oh, wait a minute, you said, page 3, you said Vista Heights.
Yep. What's a mile?
Number 32.
5,200, I forgot. Well, I don't know why it's be surprising Gas is almost $4 a gallon.
Yeah, that's right.
Connecticut, it's over $4.
That was in 2019, Vista Heights.
Yep.
It's 515 tons. Go around there.
No kidding.
That's what it is, yeah.
It's a couple tons.
Good day's work.
It is. Late in the day, huh?
They play that.
That's
Late in the day.
amazing.
You do that work, right? You folks do that work.
You know,
Focus.
you can lay a lot of pavement in a day,
And on the truck haul.
depending on the crew. I used to do it.
On Manville Road, you're going reclaim, but you're not talking about any gravel.
I don't see...
You think the base is-
The sub-base is fine there. Yeah.
And I see you've got 32,000 for
Jacob's
drain.
I do.
Where's Jacob's Road?
How do you like that, Catherine? Huh?
Oh, is that, are you talking about that drain that's blocked by the intersection?
That, plus another one. Probably a couple more going up the road.
Because this is 2016. That's 4 years from now. We're going to wait that long to fix that drain?
We'll probably take care of the one that's on the existing with the corner of,
The blocked one?
yeah. I talked to the homeowner
Recently?
today.
Oh, you did?
That's recent, that's as recent as it gets, right?
Which street is
You
this?
read minds? Manville.
Okay.
Right. He's willing to work with me, and I understand his problem, okay? I really do.
Well, I wouldn't want a drain to dump out into my yard,
That's what it's doing.
but I would have thought a phone call and
No, but-
we could have extended it.
We can, he has shown me where we can extend the pipe to. If I
Excellent.
get enough elevation off the existing pipe that's there now, all I'll have to do is extend the pipe if the pipe isn't rotted. If it is rotted, I'll probably put it at a different angle and come across. And
Is there an existing right-of-way to allow that drain to be where it is?
There must be, right?
that I have no idea, Catherine, I don't know. I don't know, I think they just demoed it out on the shoulder and...
I mean, I'm sure they put the drain in, because they put the road in before they created the lots. They put the drain in, then they sold the property.
It looks like they came in and they excavated that area, because there's quite a little dip in there.
Yeah, I was
okay?
looking at
And
that.
they ran their culvert pipe out, and now you've got a swimming pool area right there that it doesn't drain
A
off.
bowl that fills up.
Exactly.
No big surprise.
Right, right.
Yeah, but we
So-
can't let the road fill up.
Which the road doesn't, Joe. Okay?
Well, if he blocks it up, I've been there when it's a lake.
Yeah, true, true.
I mean, and I'd just like to see it rectified.
Yeah, the
one way or
culvert
other.
fills up and then there's no place to go, but
What does that culvert ultimately head towards?
Is this the one that someone else is
It's right
blocking?
directly in his, probably about 15 feet, 20 feet off in his first driveway. In between the two driveways.
so we need to create an easement, or no, a work order for us to be on his property,
That's what I would say, yes, we would get a sign.
and then one that
sign
would
statement.
give us in
Okay.
perpetuity to correct.
Right, right, right. And I don't think he'd have a problem with it. I talked with him today.
Can that be done this year?
You need to fit that in before winter. I know where you can get the money.
Where are we adjacent to the wetlands over there?
Some of it will be going on the wetlands, yes, yes. That's the only place you can drain it off.
But
Because it's all wet.
in order for us to be good stewards of those wetlands, we need to think about what we're going to do to capture any of the road oils, petroleums, whatnot, before it gets to the wetlands.
Now you're talking about one of those...
We talking about a
manhole
diaper in the manhole?
with a grease collector, a chemical collector at the
I don't know,
bottom.
I've never,
They have, I'll show them to you, they have a lot of designs. They're
fabric or?
They're vegetative, in other words, where that culvert dumps into, you would create this, it would dump into this little pool with specific plants that would help pull those out of the water before it gets to the wetlands.
Yeah, but I don't know where your oil base would be coming from, Catherine, unless a truck broke down or a hydraulic line, but that could happen anywhere and go through a culvert.
That's right.
Or just drain over to the side of the road and go into the ground.
Right.
I'm
which
just
there
saying
are-
that as
there
the
are
time come
shoulders
when
there.
that we,
Yeah.
that we
That it
look
would-
at culverts a little differently rather than just open conduits into a wetland.
And I am concerned about that particular area. That's the recharge area for the
Drinking water for 3 communities.
No, everybody's wells out back.
yeah, that's why we
I'm
don't
just
put
saying, it
salt on
behooves
Manville
us.
Road.
You're not going to filter out the salts.
No,
That's
no,
that's
no,
definite.
so in that particular area down there should be no salt.
Yeah, it's a no salt area.
No
So,
salt area, that is
Or
correct. Right,
minimal dragged in by the trucks off.
Right, that's correct, yeah.
But there is a naturally occurring problems with road surfaces and tires and oil and, not like we're talking rivers here, but
No.
if you take a look, go out and look at the roads, if they got little puddles, they got little rainbows in these little places. It's the nature of roads.
Right. I mean,
exactly.
It is the nature of roads.
It's the nature of roads.
Well, we should be the best stewards we can without spending $1 million.
There's a lot of solutions out there.
You look at them, yeah. But I did, I had to talk with him today, and hey,
So,
we can work something out as long as he signs something, okay? I don't really want to get into an excavation and fill, okay? So I may have to reroute it, go through the road,
and can we address that before winter?
I don't know. Still on camera?
Yes, we
Oh, okay. We could surely look at it.
appreciate it.
I have the template still for the easements that were created by the state to put in the driveway curb cuts on Silver Lake Road. Be easy enough to use one of those as a template.
Yeah. Now, not to change the subject, but I got a permit.
Pick your feet up on this one.
Today, okay, for a driveway permit for up there in Winnisquam at the top cover right across from the Pirates Cove
On the right-hand side?
on the right-hand side,
Oh,
okay?
the auto sales?
No,
No.
across the street.
Across the street, right by the post office.
Right by the post office, okay? It was faxed to us on April 12th. I went by this weekend, and the project's complete.
They're fast.
Project's complete.
They haven't been approved yet.
And there's no driveway approval, we just have the application.
We have the application from the...
It's the
state of
application.
DOT, okay? It was faxed to us on the 12th, and that was last Thursday, and it's complete.
Lo and behold,
So in
Job's
other
done.
words, they put the job in and they haven't gotten it finalized.
It's like, oh yeah, we need a permit.
Do we have any sidewalks in that area to be concerned with about it? Anything?
No, there's none there. No. There was talking a long time ago.
So
Put
that's,
some sidewalks.
yeah, it didn't.
it's not like putting the cart before the
So
horse.
what's our recourse on that, other than the state's got to get their act together and get up there? April 12th.
Or,
April 12th is just a few days ago.
I understand that,
I
last
would-
Thursday.
I know.
I would call the state up.
Right.
But that doesn't mean they've issued a permit yet. You just got a copy of
The application is their,
Copy of the application.
the application is their permit to install their driveway.
Yeah.
But they haven't,
Then they go out and approve it.
right.
Do we normally get the approval from the state?
What's that?
Do we normally get the approval from the state before they even do it?
They usually get us the applications pretty quick, but evidently this entity was
This one here was...
perched and ready to go.
I did very few, Al, okay? But I did look at this, and then I called Gus today, I said, where's this project? Because I didn't recognize the name, and she told me where it was, and I said, I went by there Friday, it was all paved.
This is not what I wanted.
Is there anything else that
very nice sweeping job on Maple Court.
Yeah, I saw the sweepers down there on Silver Lake today.
Yeah, did anybody else notice that?
But I was
I saw
proactive
it
in this
today.
this
They were
year.
doing Silver Lake.
That's right, I can remember last year.
Last year,
Right.
I was proactive. I swept it down to a truck length, and then he came up, circled, all picked up.
Good.
Looks great.
Good. Yeah. They'll have them all done today.
Fine job. All the way up and down, it really looks good.
What's the likelihood of getting that drainage done? You're doing Circle Drive.
Part of the issue with that, isn't it?
Orchard
Because of the
Drive.
second driveway?
Does he have, you're talking about down here on the infill? Does he have two?
So you're doing Circle Drive and Orchard Drive. I get Orchard, 2000.
I'm talking about Manville. Isn't the problem part of that reason?
I don't know.
Now that I've talked to the person, okay, to answer your question, what you'd like to hear,
I want to know the answer. I don't not want it
probably...
sugar-coated.
We could get that done.
Right?
Unless other things come up. I don't know what...
What is the what is the issue there? Is it us causing the issue, or is them causing the issue?
No, it's the workload.
No, the drainage issue.
They blocked the culvert because the culvert floods their property.
Right.
Well, that's not right.
But they're...
No, but they didn't call the town and say, could you do something about it? They took action on their own.
But it didn't always flood the property.
Oh, I think...
It hasn't always flooded the property.
Oh, yeah, I think it has.
Yeah.
Where it ends?
Ever since they moved in here, yes.
Yeah, where it ends, it has to.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, it was a year like this, where we don't have enough rain, or
But
snow.
now that I've talked to the individual, I think I can get a...
I'll work on that.
order, okay, have them sign something like that, not only holding us responsible, and probably, yes, we could manage to get something in this year.
Did you say you were
Did-
doing Birch?
All of it, correct, another catch basin,
Birch is on 2015.
that's paving.
That's paving.
All
Oh,
of
for
it is
crying
on.
out loud.
Did you, were you aware of, the cruiser came in on Friday? It did? The cruiser did come in? It goes for striping or something, hopefully this week. And then the radio and everything, so probably about a 3-week period.
Okay. And I guess I should have addressed the board on would it be permissible for the highway garage to take the 05 they're going to be bringing in. Once they get their second cruiser, for us to take that car because our car won't pass inspection.
Why, what's wrong with it?
There's 4 holes in the frame for it. But we would take the running gear out of our cruiser, our town car, and put it
The
in.
radio and whatever other equipment you can switch over, right? You'd have to repaint it.
We will. Yeah.
It's going to be, is it going to be blue, Tilton blue, Public Works blue?
As I told before, expenditures are a little pressing this year, so whatever we have for leftover paint.
Could be any color
We
then.
were going to experiment, mix it all together, and see what color was.
Gunboat gray.
Sure.
It usually turns gray, oddly enough.
You know, the gray interior in the car would really go with anything.
There you go.
I don't have a problem with it.
I'd say that would be a good idea, because we already own that car, and what's it worth, $1,000? We can't replace your car for $1,000 any other way.
Nope.
Not that I can see right offhand.
Will you do
And you know the
scrap,
history on that car.
scrap the leftovers?
That's a good thing.
You're not gonna piecemeal it out, you're just gonna scrap it?
And then in the fall, we have one more vehicle coming off.
We have another
With the
car.
fall, we have another car coming,
Right, that would be the second.
and that one would be going to auction. We have to make a decision as
We
well.
already have the 4 there now, which has been stripped of the police car, cruiser, the 04. That can go to auction.
When was that done?
couple weeks ago.
Who decided which cars were going?
We looked at them and with the chief and everything like that. Yeah,
Highest mileage, poorest condition.
Yeah.
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 So, you get two cars that are no longer going to be in
Somebody
service, they're
gotta
being
choose.
replaced. You've looked at them both, and you know which one you're going to turn into Public Works car.
Correct.
The other one's going to get shipped out. The leftover pieces of the other, that you have
gone.
left over from
They're
making the
gone.
two into one,
They're gone. Going to junkyard.
so you've already scrapped.
We haven't scrapped anything, yeah. Okay?
Oh, they're going to go to the
They're
junkyard,
going to,
thank
that
you.
is
Well, you're going to scrap, okay. And you've looked at
Junkyard's
both, so you
on
know which is the better one to turn into Public Works car.
That's correct,
Okay.
right.
He's going to piece them together.
Yeah. You're
We'll
going to
take the
make
transmission
one out
and
of
the
two.
engine out of our car and put into the 05.
And then yours will get you.
Then, really good job, that's good. With the 05. But I don't know when they're going to be able to release the 05. They may not be able to release the 05 until later on the year. No?
That was not the deal.
Okay,
When the new car comes, the other old one goes.
okay, okay.
That was the deal. When the new car comes, that's right, that's the
Okay,
understanding.
Okay, good.
It's when the other one is fully equipped with the
Remember that
radios,
conversation.
The new one, yeah.
the striping, then it's available for you to take.
Okay,
The 05 goes when the new car comes.
So,
They don't get to keep
could be
it for a
within a
while.
month.
Right.
Yeah, okay.
They don't get to keep all the cars until they feel like getting rid of them.
Right.
Sorry.
Sorry.
We don't need a huge fleet of cars, so.
I recall the chief being asked if you get this new car, which one are you going to take out of service?
He did give us a list of which ones he recommended, and then Dennis, he talked with Dennis on that as well. It was one of the meetings, you weren't there, Catherine. But he did come in with that, with the recommendation of which ones he would take off the road.
What kind of relationship do you want to have with the road committee? Member attending all the meetings?
With the road.
Yeah.
Who is the roads committee?
I'm the only one on it so far.
Yeah, well, there you go.
I'm hoping.
I have a lot of, talk with you about roads and stuff, so.
You don't have much choice. I just don't know if you want to just be kept up to date, or if you actually want to be.
No, I'd like to.
The last time, when we
I'm gonna
negotiated Silver Lake Road, we met all the time. We were down in Concord. I've never spent so much time in Concord my entire life. District 3?
No. If it was a state road that we were going to be doing, yes, I'd like to be involved.
Well, that's what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
Negotiating these Class 2 state aid roads.
Yep. We'd definitely be there with the engineers when they go out and do a projection of what it's going to cost.
So when we have meetings with DOT people, okay,
Yes, I'd like to be involved then, Catherine, yeah.
okay.
Yeah.
I just want to make sure I have an idea.
Especially if the town's
I think we
gonna
should
have to-
add people to the road committee and start getting moving on
Well, that's
this.
what we talked about last week, and I haven't had a chance to ask Joyce if she called any of them.
To see if they wanted to be
Yeah.
on it.
Son would be a good one to be on it.
Yep.
But
Senator,
he goes away in the summertime.
Senator Dave Wadley, my dad, I'd have to look up the old minutes. I thought there was somebody else.
So we read off
Your
somebody
dad
else.
is around now?
It will be this summer.
Oh, no. That'll be a good resource. He knows where all the
Well,
bodies are buried.
Yeah,
I mean, under the roads, of course.
yeah, I mean, he won't be here long enough to be on it, so we'll need to fill that slot. And those people really aren't active members, so we'll have to talk them into coming back. Okay.
Anything else?
Maybe we'll make Arthur be your ex officio.
I think you probably have to talk to him about that.
Oh, I have a question. How do you figure out how much, if you were to, say, mow the ball field on 132, how would you figure the cost of something like that?
How would I figure it?
By the hour, by the machinery, by
How expensive do you want to be, Joe?
I'm just talking about what does it cost the town to send over Fred and the lawnmower? Ballpark figure.
I gave the board $50 an hour, and I think it's going to cost 3 hours more every time. $150.
So the machinery, the gas, the guy, the transportation, that's $50 an hour. More or less. I'm just asking. Yeah.
More or less. It would probably be higher, Joe, if you figured in FICA, all of that, you know, truck.
Insurance and,
Yeah.
Okay, I was just curious.
But it's around $4,000 a mower.
For an entire year?
Yeah.
Wow.
I have just one small item I'd like to make you folks aware of. No decision necessary, just like you to be aware of it. The PD, do you remember when we had the discussion that we would make an evidence room within the evidence processing room?
I know that came as an afterthought.
An afterthought. Then it was supposed to be here, and we were supposed to enclose the wall.
Yeah, it's sort of like a reception area. They take it into there
So that
through a
they
little
could
hole and a
process-
pass-through, and then it goes into the evidence room.
Right.
Yeah.
And then when you came down the stairs, to the left of the stairs was a gear bag storage.
Yeah.
Okay. That's not what's there.
Oh, really? What did they end up building?
If you come down the stairs and take a left, this room right here is evidence processing. So that's not. And then there's another little room here, and then here's the new locker room here. And there's a room within the room here.
So they built the little evidence processing thing, and then they
Oh.
built another one?
Well, wait a minute, there's a detective's evidence area.
The detectives are still the evidence processing.
Right, but my understanding was when I was there looking at the heating duct,
My
that there's a
point,
detective's room for them to do their thing in, which
And?
is separate from this major evidence, we keep it
I see.
cases.
So it's not necessarily...
my point is, this is the 4th or 5th time that we bring this before the board. There is no change orders, and there is no direction whatsoever from anybody.
There's no change order.
None. Absolutely nothing.
Now, I remember the last time something had been done without a change order, we were real specific about you need a change order.
Nothing. Just so you know.
Who's the contractor?
Upcountry
We're the
Builders.
general contractors, we're not
I
doing
wanted
such a
to know
good
who's
job.
doing the work, and you know what? Upcountry builders should be so well aware that they shouldn't do any business and changing things without a piece of paper that says that they should do it. This
Yes.
is going to come back again
And they should
when
also
go to
rely
bid.
on the chief as well.
I don't care if they rely on the chief. They need a piece of paper that says there's a change order, and here it is.
Is it costing us any more money?
That I don't know, but in order to change the plans, they have to have a piece of paper.
Why do you think that's the heat?
We were very specific, very specific.
The issue.
That's the issue.
Apparently not specific enough, though.
Interesting.
All right. Just so you're aware of it when you go for the walkthrough next week or whenever.
Oh, I'm so looking forward to it.
Make a motion, we... Second? All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.